What is going on, Pie Nation? It's G Money here in the DT6 headquarters alongside with
Seabass. What's up, guys?
I got Mr. Sebastian here with me. As you all know, this is the third installment of the Pyeducation Lessons. Great news. Class is almost over. Summer can be lived for a little bit longer. Summer's about halfway done now here in Phoenix, right? That's about typical time. We're almost out of the heat here.
Almost, about another, 4-6 weeks, of triple digits, but that's the norm here in Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm still acclimating. I'm from the East Coast, so it's my second summer here in Phoenix. It is hotter than usual. Seems a little bit more humid too. We had a big storm last night. Woke up this morning, my hair just went poof.
Yeah, this rain has been really nice the last couple of weeks. It's cooled it down a little bit, which is we don't get it too often, which is nice.
No, so it's definitely been nice, but definitely a little moist out. But besides the fact, we have a super exciting week here at Dev Team 6. And of course, I'm not going to go too deep into anything because we are here to learn today. But just want to remind anybody else out there, if you haven't seen the goal report for the week, what the team's working on, what we're doing here at headquarters, check it out. It's on the YouTube. It's in the announcements. Watch the video. Drop a like, comment. But let's get into this a little bit for the Pyeducation Lesson 3. So, as you guys know, we talked about Pi being the token that really is bringing true authenticity and transparency to the decentralized finance space. It really does incentivize a long-term holding. It's almost like we talk about Pi Lab being a portfolio builder last week. We talk about the Pi ecosystem and how it's Pi 2.0, the swap 2.0 aspect is changing the way that DeFi interacts and works. Mainly being how all these outdated swaps right now are using swap 1.0 and they're selling project tokens. So we talked about that in the first lesson. We talked about Pi Lab last week, but we also again want to kind of go into the depths of the Pi ecosystem here. Talk to you guys a little bit about the earnings, the utilities, the rewards. That way, everyone's on the same topic, like we kind of discussed, of being, how to talk about the project when you're out there in the space. Let's say you're at the Milan Crypto Expo. Let's say you're at Walmart. Let's say you're at a fishing trip in Jamaica. Wherever you're at in the world, we want to make sure that you know what you're talking about when it comes to Pi. You can hear it from the team's mouth a little bit. So we're going to get started here and really want to start talking about Pi Swap. We've done the swap 2.0, but let's talk a little bit more about Pi Swap, Sebastian, and the differences in earning for pools and farms and how that works with Pi.
Yeah, so well, with pools and farms, let's take a little backtrack here for a second. Just looking at what pools and farms are and like how they incentivize people to use the platform, how they incentivize trading on the platform, and how they can really attract volume and growth into the ecosystem at large. So first off, you have farms, which are staking pools where people can provide liquidity to a trading pair. All the funds added, all those tokens added, then act as the liquidity pool for anyone who wants to be able to trade those tokens. So let's say I have a bunch of BNB and I have a bunch of Pi, and I can take the same dollar amount of each of those, I put them into a pool together, and I receive LP tokens back. Now with those LP tokens, I can stake them in a staking pool and earn some rewards off of my LP tokens for verifying that I have provided liquidity into the system, and by doing so, I receive a reward for staking those LP tokens. Now with pools are you're able to lock up your funds in a permissionless environment in that smart contract, where the more people that are able to contribute to these staking pools, the more funds that are able to be locked up. It provides a really good resource for investor confidence in the platform at large, that large amounts of investors are confident enough that they're able to park their funds in a permissionless environment like this while they allow the returns to grow. And so over time, as people park their money in these vehicles, they're able to be incentivized with the rewards that come from the actual platforms themselves. So I know with the staking pools, you're able to receive 40% of the Pi Swap revenue. There's a couple of different revenue sources in there as well that we donate to the holders from the platform revenues. But those all, you receive the rewards, the actual tangible rewards, through the staking pools, whether that be you add liquidity and you get those LP tokens and you stake those, or rather than you just stake your Pi, your Apple, your Peach directly into a staking pool.
Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure. And, there's a couple things. We'll move forward just a little bit there. When we're looking at the tokens as a whole, they do have some different tokenomics, some different, pieces that kind of support them. What are the two aspects of our tokens? I know when it comes to tokenomics, what are we looking at between peach, apple, pie, and cherry?
Yeah, well, one of the biggest descriptors of tokenomics is either it's an inflationary or a deflationary token. So inflationary assets are assets that we're most used to. It's like the US dollar. You're not going to have a hard cap of any supply over time. So as new bills are printed, the purchasing power of each individual dollar decreases over time. And that just can cause, your purchasing power to go down, and that's what we're experiencing right now with this inflation. Tokens that follow a similar principle to that, like Apple in our case, they're tokens that do not have a hard cap, and there are some tokens that do not have a hard cap for inflationary purposes, but they are able to implement some features and functions into the token, like auto buybacks and burns, that does reduce that supply over time, and so it keeps the price of that token more level. The other side of that is you have deflationary coins. The best example of that is like Bitcoin, where deflationary assets have a maximum supply over time. So like think about it like gold or another like natural resource. While the price may fall due to market conditions, there's only so much gold in the world. So over time, as more gold is extracted, well, the value over time is only going to go up because it's a limited material, and as more people find more uses for them and have access to it, the value of it is just going to rise. That's a really good way to compare like a commodity in the real world versus like a tangible commodity versus Bitcoin and its deflationary aspect, because there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoins in the world. So the price may decrease, the value that it possesses over time is going to raise because of the deflationary mechanism.
For sure. That's a great understanding of the differences. Like you kind of mentioned there, your pie, your peach, your cherry, those are those deflationary tokens of the pie ecosystem, but apple pie is inflationary. So we do have those manual burns and those auto buyback features implemented in the token to stabilize. Obviously, I think right now when you really look at it, Apple being inflationary, it does mint daily. So right now, apple pie's emissions are about 35.2 apple pie per block. So every block that is mined or processes 35.2 apple pie mints into the ecosystem. The allocation for that can be found on the Git book, but just to kind of let all of you know how that goes throughout the ecosystem. 30 of that apple per block is sent to the pools, 2 apple per block to the farms, and then 3.2 apple per block for the manual burn. So just a breakdown of where that inflationary token stems from, where it mints from, and then how it's used and dispersed across the ecosystem. But I want to take a brain break real quick, and I want to give away just a little bit of BNB like we did last week. So I need to see in the chat, in the Pie Lounge chat, you guys get your fingers ready, but I need to see real quick. Are you ready? I'm giving you a second. I need to know what the exclusive launchpad into Swap 2.0 is. First one in the Pi Lab, or in.
Way to go. Hey, well, they answered it before you said it, so it works out for everyone.
So we got Art of DeFi there. We got you, buddy. Good timing, great minds think alike. And then, of course, I want to also see, from here, see how well you guys are listening. Sebastian, hit him with that second question.
Second question, what Pi ecosystem token is inflationary? First one in the chat. Let's see. Oh, wow, that was really, really quick. Oh my God.
Okay. Ekim, we're gonna hit you up. Ekim and Art of DeFi, congrats being some of the quickest typers out there. We're gonna get you set up. Reach out to G Money or Sebastian via DM at the end of this, and we will get you taken care of. Good work, everybody. But let's get back into the lesson a little bit. We want to talk about the tokens, like we touched on with the inflationary versus deflationary. So Pi has that 100 million supply, therefore it is deflationary. We already talked a little bit about Apple being inflationary, minting daily. Your peach That is, Sebastian?
It's got a 300,000 maximum supply there, and your cherry token is going to also be deflationary. It has 100,000 supply. And I think there's a little...
Yeah, so I mean, we talk about cherry having that 100,000 supply. Obviously, there is no more cherry being minted out anymore. So right now, there is a little bit of cherry left over that still needs to be migrated. But let's say that all that was to migrate, right now or today. The total supply on cherry out there would be 56,870. Now, of course, we did talk about, in the couple AMAs ago, there could be a chance, a very small chance, no guarantee, but a chance at earning cherry down the road. So, again, still on the table, but, understanding, each of these tokens and how many are out there, how they mint, how they circulate, what their supplies are, is a big component to DeFi overall. But the bigger thing is the utility that these tokens provide. So I know you mentioned a little bit about the 40% revenue for PySwap, as well as a couple other pieces. Those other pieces would be PyLab, PyPay, and Mini Pets platform, the game there, as well as a proportional share of the 2% token allocations from pre-sales that launched through PyLab. So that's a huge, huge thing. When we're talking about PySiv, I'm saying PySiv, residuals on your Pi tokens. But what about Apple Pie? When it comes to utility, Sebastian, what's the Apple Pie look like use case wise?
Yeah, so Apple Pie, it can be used on the PySwap's upcoming Win platform when that gets released. It can be used for lottery, for coin flip and predictions. Then you can also use Apple for minting on the Pi NFT marketplace, and you can also exchange it for your Topia token in the Metatopia blockchain staking game that's coming out soon.
That's right around the corner here. Obviously, all this, if you're paying attention to those goal reports, the recaps, the weekly recaps, you know exactly where we're at in the timetable. And man, we're just around the corner. We're making it happen now. But Peach Pie, kind of touching on what you said about the Apple for Topia token, Peach Pie is the same way. You can exchange a Peach Pie, it'll be burned, and then you'll receive Topia tokens, but Peach can also be used in the NFT marketplace. And the big thing about Peach is it is the governance token of the platform, the Pi ecosystem, so it gives you that opportunity to vote on proposals surrounding or involving Pi's ecosystem. Sebastian, do you have anything that you want to touch on, regarding governance at all?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's a lot of people overlook it just because it's it's not sexy, it's not attractive really. It's a governance token. It's a token for voting, and I think a lot of people kind of view voting as like kind of a chore sometimes. But it is really one of the best ways to become really involved with the community. You're able to be active not only with the proposals that other community and team members are able to put out, but you're also able to propose some of your own proposals if you want. If you have an amazing idea, if you have like an amazing path forward for either marketing or the way that the token is handled, any proposal that you have, you can go with the Peach Pie and submit a proposal request. And if a lot of people from the community and the team agree with you, then it happens, which I think is one of the coolest things about decentralized finance in general, is the fact that, well, the vote actually counts. It's a DeFi. It's all done on the smart contracts. When that vote is launched and people vote on it, that's all that there is to it.
No, it's a big piece and a real true specialty for DeFi, crypto, Web3 overall is, not only the governance but the DAO side, the voting and the power that, your holdings have. Each user is special in that process. Their vote is tied directly to their holding, which is a big thing that, in a lot of cases nowadays, we don't get in the real world.
Yeah. Not only is it your money, but you also get to make the broader decisions about your money and your assets, which I think is amazing when it comes to democratization and, the ability of individual people to be able to control where, when, how to use their own assets.
100%. Something that you'll never be able to do at a centralized bank.
No.
As you know.
Wells Fargo won't let you do that.
No. So, I put in $500 in my Wells Fargo, and they're not letting me vote on how they're going to be using my money or, developing. So,
can I vote that the CEO gets a slightly smaller bonus this year?
a little better rate there. But that's the thing too. In these pools and farms, the rates are so much better than what you're else seeing out on these centralized places such as banks. So, DeFi for the win, 100%. The Pi ecosystem is building. that truly authentic market for DeFi to succeed. Obviously right now, kind of making the full circle back to Pi. When you have these projects out there that are building some really cool, governance platforms, lending platforms, but their contracts are selling, project tokens. Well, you're crushing everything that you're building. So, really, really excited to continue the development on the government side, Governance. Wow. And we'll just keep pushing from there. But we're going to wrap this up a little bit, but I want to talk about the affiliate program for the Pyeducators. This does about sum up lesson 3 here now. And we think the feedback has been great. You guys have done amazing. The attendance has been well appreciated, and we're about ready to go ahead and drop the quiz. So that next week, on Monday, we will be dropping the Discord quiz for all those who wish to earn the Pyeducator role. Of course, all these recordings will be made available to you. The first 2 lessons are live on Spotify. We have the recaps on Medium. This third one will be up here shortly today, but you'll have the opportunity to take this quiz. We're looking probably somewhere 10 to 20 questions in there. Pass your quiz, earn your Pyeducator role. And one of the first things out the gate that we're going to be looking to do with the Pyeducators is offering them a unique affiliate program. So our Pyeducators will be a major piece to the word of mouth marketing, the guerrilla marketing here, obviously. So the affiliate program will be made available to all those who earn the Pyeducator role. Users will be able to create their unique link and start inviting users to get into the Pi ecosystem. Of course, a lot of the details in the affiliate program will be dropping with the link next week once the quiz is out there. But just to kind of give you guys some insight, there will be 1 quarterly contest. So as you get in more invites, let's say you get 2, Sebastian gets 3, we'll get 2 and 3 entries into the quarterly contest, and we're going to have tons of prizes. I'm talking AirPods, laptops, everything, all of it.
Like good prizes.
Some really fun prizes.
Some things that I kind of want myself a little bit.
We're talking maybe even Sebastian's Air Max headphones from Apple.
Oh no, not those! Don't take those from me.
maybe some NFTs, just all sorts of things like that. But the affiliate program is going to be huge. Like I said, we're going to have these quarterly contests up to $10,000 worth of prizes in there, and every successful affiliate link that you're converting is going to get you an entry into the prize pool there, but it's also going to earn you some Apple as well. So every $100 purchase that you get somebody to make in the Pi ecosystem using your link will gain you some Apple there. We'll have the full details out coming with the quiz on Monday, but just to kind of the heads up, we think that we've armed Pi Nation with everything they need to know and kind of get out there and just start talking about the project. This is a really unique project. It's not like a lot of the BSC tokens out there that you see that kind of do a quick pre-sale and then do anything. The tech, the development is here. The team's been pushing and making sure that everything is lined up. And of course now you guys have been a part of this awesome journey over the last 3 weeks. Giving you this arsenal will only continue to expand the Pi ecosystem as we begin to put the final pieces together on all the platforms and really start bringing the world's attentions to Swap 2.0, Pi, and all of our amazing other features and functionalities. But Sebastian, is there anything else you want to wrap up and let them know?
I think that we're just super stoked to have all of you guys on this journey with us, and we're looking forward to getting you those Pyeducator roles and getting that word of mouth out there. Let's get the word of mouth out on Twitter.
Yeah, no, and speaking of Twitter, just before we wrap it up, we did get a Pi community Twitter set up yesterday by one of the community members, so you can look to see that as well. We're thinking about giving some special access to the Pyeducators inside the Twitter community. Obviously that's a huge thing. It's a newer feature on Twitter. Shout out Lucretius Mark for kind of getting that started with one of the other community members and kicking that over our way. But you'll also see that next week on Twitter. But look, I just want to thank you all so much. I look forward to dropping this quiz for you guys. Make sure if you haven't seen, or not seen, but if you haven't listened to all of these episodes, if you're here now, great, you got lesson 3 in, but I highly suggest going back onto Spotify. Lessons 1, 2 are available. Get caught up, get ready for your quiz on Monday. Earn that role, and then next week we'll be pushing out some affiliate programs for all our Pyeducators out there. Of course, lastly, our DeFi eKim, shoot us a message. Congratulations on your winnings today. Thank you all so much. We hope you have a good rest of your Tuesday. Bye-bye.